Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad where we get together and make a card. Today's card is oh so adorable, and I probably say that a lot, but this one really is. Look how cute it is. It has our little fishies on it. Now I will be honest with you, our fishies, and I know I'm saying fishies and fishies really isn't a word, but our fishies are one of the most popular stamp sets we have because they are so fun and so comical and just so you just want to kiss them, which is cute. Now this one says, I love you like a fish loves water. And we're going to color this. We're going to add some of the little zigzags and we're going to have a ton of fun. Now, what do we need to make this card? We are going to be using the fish dies, of course. We're going to be using the fish stamps. It's called Fish to Stamp, which makes it easy peasy, right? We're also going to be using the words, or it's called sayings for fish. And we're going to be using the medium chevron die by the Stamps of Life. We're going to be using some cloud ink for inking, and we're going to be using lots of markers. So we're going to be using our markers and a water brush. So we sell these on our website. You might even already have them, or you might have another brand. Any water brush will work with these markers, okay? And we just have a couple here and there that we're going to work on. Are you ready? I am excited. Let's get started. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to cut our card base. Now, you always know that I talk about this die here. This is the most important die in your arsenal. This is the one die, if you only buy one die in your life, it's this one. It is, I don't even know the number. Oh, actually, I could probably read it if my eyesight's not bad. 660143. It's called Lovely, so just think cards are lovely, so this is the one you want. It's on our website. This cuts an A2 size card. So I've already done that. I ran it through the machine and die cut this A2 size card. Boom, done. Okay, so that's like the easy part. And it has a special spot in my life because I use it all the time. Then I've used my rectangle die cuts to die cut the front. So we're literally just going to add this on, easy peasy. Whoops, turn it over. Add some adhesive here. And we're gonna add, oh, let's do it on the side. Add this right there. So that's just our background. That's going to get us started, right? Then we are going to do some die. Oh, and I actually have this one too. Let's pop this one up a little, but before we do that, we are going to do some die cutting. Let's see. Okay, let's die cut first. What we're going to do here, and let me show you this so you can really look up close, is these little bubbles are die cut out. So they're not white they're not white glued on, they're die cut out. So we are going to get our little dies. And we can actually use both of them at the same time because they'll both work. And we're just going to kind of estimate and say, okay, our fish are going to be right there and right there. So we're going to lay this one that way and this one that way. And we're doing opposite ways just to make it a little bit more entertaining or interesting. And of course, we're using a smaller die. So that means we're going to use a smaller cutting pad. That means just less rotations on the machine. It means it's faster. It's done faster. So now, whoops, I lost, there's one. Where'd the other one go? There it is. So now, look at this. We have our cute little circles cut out. We're going to put those back over here so we don't lose them. Now, we are going to do some stamping. I've already inked and stamped these two fish. You can pick any fish you want. There's 3 fish on here. I've picked these 2, and I've already stamped them using the archival ink. Now, just a heads up, the archival ink will stain your stamps. Don't worry, it does not hurt your stamps at all. They're always good. You can still go stamp yellow. It's not a problem. Just know that that is going to happen, and don't go, they're ruined. No, they're not. They're fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to color. Now we're going to just color any which way we want. We could color first or die cut first. It doesn't matter. I like to color and then die cut because I have more room on the paper, and I'm just going to quickly, because we already colored these and finished them, but I'm going to quickly just go around this, and I want to show you a fun technique. I was at the store day the other day, and somebody asked me, oh, can I use your markers with a water pen or watercolors? Absolutely. So I'm just going to go over this outline right here. I'm just going all the way around, just this extra part where I want it to be pink, okay, and we're going right there. And then I'm going to go over this a little bit more, and I'm going to go over this to make it a little bit darker. But then I want to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my water pen, and with just a little bit of water, I'm going to pull that ink. And I'm just going to start coloring. Try not to use too much water because what's going to happen is it's just going to start bubbling. I'm just using regular white cardstock from our website. I'm not using any special paper because I'm too cheap. I want to use the, the stuff that's not too expensive. So I'm just pulling that color, and you can just kind of get some more ink on there, get some more ink. The fun thing about watercolors, and this is something that you really always need to remember, when you're doing it, you're like, oh, I'm not sure. But when it dries, it looks different, okay? Go figure, I don't understand it, but it will look different. So now I've added some water. I'm gonna go over this a little bit more. And then I just want you to start playing with it. I'm just gonna add some more coloring, but it'll be a little lighter now that there's water underneath it. You play with this, you have fun with this, you do this any way you want, okay? That's part of the fun. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more water to make that a little bit softer. Okay, now we've done some already, and I want you to see what they look like when you're done, because you don't want to see me color the whole day. So here we have one done, and here we have one done. Now, how did we add those cute little white dots? Now, we could have just gone around and around and not colored those little white dots. But what we did as something a little bit different is we took our white pigment ink pad and we took a toothpick, and you're just going to get some ink on it. And we're going to get some ink on it. And I'm going to actually do it on my sample, because those I'm going to use for my actual card. And what you're going to do is you're just going to drop it on there. And you kind of got to, well, hang on. Mine's still wet, so it's not going to look as great. But I'm just going to add a little drop of ink, and let's get some more. You can also use the refill ink. That's probably that would have been my better choice. But I'm just going to drop some ink on there. And what's going to happen is it's going to dry, but you need to let this dry for 24 hours. So that's why I'm not going to do it right now. Let me look for my white. Here's my white. Let's try it this way too, because I want you to see both techniques. Okay, so this one I haven't opened in a long time. You seldom have to add any ink to these. So let's just add a little bit right there. I could also have done this on a piece of paper. Yeah, that one's good. I have to mix that one a little better. There we go. We could also go direct if we wanted to, if we wanted a bigger drop. So that's also an option. But if we wanted a smaller drop, I got some ink on there now, and now I can drop that on there a little bit easier. So you can add your little dots. Now, why do we want to add dots? Just to add a little bit more definition, entertainment value. But that's our white dots. We're going to put that off to the side, and we're going to let it dry for 24 hours. So we're going to use these. And now what we're going to do, they're already die cut because we die cut them out. We're going to die cut now some adhesive backed paper, because we want to get these cute little chevrons. So we're going to lay this down, and I don't think I need my extra, I don't need my extra piece. So we're going to lay this down right there, and we're going to run this through. Actually, let me double check to make sure I'm doing this right. Oh yeah, okay. I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Okay, so we're gonna lay that down and we're gonna run that through. Now I can use my cutting pad, even though the die is larger, where I'm die cutting isn't, so I can just go like this. I'm gonna run that through. And now we have these fun zigzags. There and there. Now if I needed more, I could just trim those and use those as well, or I could have used this big piece to cut them out. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to pop this up. Oh, first we're going to add white to the back of this. So let's get our white, and we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive to this. Whoops, and what did I say? I always say don't do that on your it's secret weapon. So we're going to lay that right there. Now, see our cute little bubbles? Aren't they fun? Now what we're going to do is we're going to use some adhesive foam, and oh my goodness gracious, I wonder if I cleaned up the other day, and I bet you I put all my adhesive foam away. Darn. Okay, well, I recommend you pop this up. Pop this one up a little. Darn, bummer. Okay, we'll have to find some for the next video. So we're just going to add adhesive, then you can pop this up. It looks more exciting if you pop it up. We're going to lay this down right here. Then we're going to add our cute little chevrons. Now, what you can do is, let's get our cute, oh, my pink scissors in the other room. Okay, so we're going to trim these in a couple spots. So we're going to add little waves for our cute little fishies. So we're just going to add this one, start at the edge, and then just go down, go across there. And let's start this one, peel that off, and go right there. Now we have this little extra piece here, but that's okay because we're going to put our fishy there. And we're going to peel this one off. Having that adhesive back helps so much. It just makes it go so much faster. And we're going to add that right there. And then let's add our fish. And I'm so sad that I don't have any pop-up dots in here. Okay, so we're going to add our little fishy here. And you can even, on our sample, we pulled up the little fins a little bit just to make it even more exciting. I love these fish so much. Oh, they just crack me. His big lips, I just love his big little lips. Okay, so now we're adding this guy right here. And actually, there we go. I don't want that to show. There. Okay, so we're going to add, let's see. I'm not liking where that ends. Oh, you know what? We'll put our thing there. Okay, so we're going to add this right there. I'm going to go a little bit higher. Put this guy a little bit higher too. There we go. And then I want to add some extra decorations. So we're going to add this cute little guy here with an epoxy dot. And this is going to cover, see this little spot right here where it's open, and I just don't, I'm not feeling it right there. So we're just going to add that right there so you can't tell. Whoops. Would help if we put adhesive on it. Okay, let's grab some adhesive. Because the epoxy dot has adhesive, but the twine does not. Hello. Is anybody home today? I don't know. Whoops. Did I get it? Did I get it? No, I didn't get it. These little guys always get the best of me. And I know I'm not supposed to touch them, but sometimes I do. Okay, get on there. Get on there. There we go. Okay, so we're going to add that little guy right there. Cute, cute, cute. And then we're going to add our little sun. And we need to do some stamping of the phrase. So let's clean that up a little bit. So here we have just a cute little strip. We've just cut out a strip. And we're going to get a block. And we're going, oops, we're going to use this one that says, I love you like, I love you like a fish loves water. Now what we're going to do, because this is a little flimsy, it's not flimsy, but it's made to be flexible. We are going to lay this down, straight down, just straight face down. And then we're going to take our block and lay that on the back. Now we know it's nice and straight the way it wants to be, okay? Because if I tried to lay it on my block, I might get it a little crooked. So this way I'm rest assured that it's actually going to be straight. So we're going to give it some inking, and we're going to stamp it right there, using our secret weapon, of course, underneath us. Look at that. That looks perfect. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ink the edges ever so slightly. Grab some, I was playing with some watercolors. Here's my scratch paper, though. And, oh, let's trim this first. So where'd our scissors go? We're going to trim this cardstock just a little bit so it's centered. There we go. And then we're going to lightly ink the edges. So this one should be Cloud, right? Yep, Cloud is the lighter gray. And we're just going to lightly, right around the edges. Just a little bit, just to add a little bit more definition, just so that the white isn't so woo white, you know what I mean? You don't want it to be popping off completely off the page. You just want it to look like it belongs. There we go, look at that. Okay, fantastic. Now we're going to add some adhesive to that. We're going to add this to our cute little card. I love you like a fish loves water. And look at how adorable that is. Isn't that cute? Move that little guy down. Isn't it fun? I love it. I love it. Have fun with the coloring. I highly recommend you stamp a whole bunch of fish and color a whole bunch of them. Go sit down and watch a TV show, color a whole bunch, and then you can pick and choose which ones you want to use for this card and which ones you want to use for other projects. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.